Is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
Welcome in, everybody. We're dancing. We're having a good, exciting time. It is our 22 days of positivity here at Main Street today. Justin, we missed you yesterday.
I know. I missed y'all. I really did. How'd the show go? Was it good?
You know what? It was a lot of fun, a lot of interaction with folks. That's what we're an interactive show. Right. There's a difference between TV and streaming shows is that you can actually leave us a comment and we bring you into the show, and we love to share stuff. And you know what? We have a guest already standing by.
Love that.
She is a transplant from New York City. She was in New York City, just like I was. Did you know that I moved here from New York?
I did not. I've actually never been to New York. The only one in my family that has not gone.
Well, I lived there for a few years. I was a plus-size model for the Ford agency, one of the very first ones, back when we wore the ugliest clothes known to man. They were bulletproof and polyester and icky, but you know what?
Groundbreaking, though, I bet.
It was groundbreaking, yes. And I left New York. I'm Louisiana originally, but New York for a few years. I loved being there. And I'm going to find out from Marina Mukandala what it was like for her to go from New York City to set up in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Can we bring her on now? Let's take a look. All right, going to add her to the stream. And there we go. There we go.
Hi.
How are you? Hey, gorgeous girl. Tell me a little bit about your move.
Hi, Devin. Thank you so much, first and foremost, for having me this morning. What a pleasure and an honor it is to be here. So in August of 2021, me, my husband, and our 3 young children made the move actually from Buffalo, New York. So we're a little more upstate than the Big Apple to Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
You laughed at our snow, didn't you? You laughed at it.
It was a little comical.
We go through food shortages. It was like we're going to be marooned for one day. And it's like, oh, my Lord, get all the bread.
My goodness, I know. It was something. It was really funny, though. And it was so reminiscent of home. Our children loved the snow, and it was just really exciting.
Tell me a little bit about yoga. It is one of those kind of things. And I took yoga for a little while in Nashville from a woman that I swear to you, she looked like she was 25. Her body was a 25-year-old body. And I asked her how old she was. She goes, oh, my next birthday, I'm going to be 70. What is the fountain of youth
Yeah.
for yoga?
Yeah, let me tell you, yoga is really quite simply, and this might sound like, huh? What does that mean? Yoga is life. Yoga is a way of being. Yoga is really something that comes from your heart and from your soul. Yes, there's physicality to the practice. So, we do yoga postures, also known as asanas. We do breathing and stretching and all sort of the things that you would see in modern culture when you think of yoga. But it's so much deeper than that. It is a mind, body, and spiritual connection. So through your yoga poses, if you will, you build strength, not only physically, but on a mental and emotional place, right? So if I'm in a really challenging yoga posture and I start to get up in my head like, oh my goodness, this is hard, this is difficult, I can't do this, I can't be here, right? We realize very quickly how much we have similar thoughts, right? Off of our yoga mat when everyday stresses and challenges come up for us. Wow, I can't have that difficult conversation. I can't forgive. I can't, be here, get me out, flight or fight kicks in.
Right.
We realize in our yoga postures, well, if I can relax and soften right here in this difficult moment, then that transcends off of my yoga mat and I can relax and soften when everyday challenges in my life come up. So that's what I mean when I say that yoga is life. It's not just a physical practice, a workout, exercise, stretching, but it's really deeper than that. It teaches you how to cope with life.
Well, let's get a little idea of what it looks like. Can you imagine starting your day a little bit like this?
Sun Salutation A. Come into downward facing dog. Spread all 10 of your fingers wide. Press into the floor through your hands. Separate your feet hip-width distance apart, facing 12 on a clock. Set your gaze at one point between your feet. Deep and free breathing in and out through your nose. Take an inhale. As you exhale, look forward, step your feet to your hands. Land at the top of your mat in a forward fold, dropping your head. Inhale, lift halfway, belly in, shoulder blades squeeze together on your back. Exhale, fold, drop your head. Rise up to stand, extended mountain pose, shoulder blades hug together on the back. Exhale, palms through heart center, bow forward and down. Inhale, lift halfway, shoulder blades together, gaze at one point on the floor in front of you. Plant your hands, step back to high plank, top of a push-up. Inner thighs draw together, belly draws up and in, shoulder blades hug onto the back. Shift forward, bend your elbows straight back to low plank. Inhale, up dog, tops of the feet release to the floor, shoulder blades and upper arm bones draw back. Downward dog, tuck your toes underneath you, lift your hips and thigh bones back.
Man, that little bit makes it, just watching it made me feel better because I think about all those stretches. You know how when you stretch and I look at it, the first thing my dog does is get up and do a big stretch.
Exactly.
The cat does that feels so good. And these are amazing. And those breathing exercises. How do people find you?
Yes. lifewithmarina.com is my website address. I owned a yoga studio in the Buffalo, New York area for 8.5 years. It was called Mind, Body, Flow Yoga, and that was the space in which you just saw that video out of. We had 8.5 glorious years there, and unfortunately had to close our doors as a result of the pandemic in 2020. And when that happened, I started a new venture. It's called Life with Marina, and life is acronym for living inspired, fit, and empowered. That's what I want to help people do. So lifewithmarina.com. I do everything from virtual yoga classes to private instruction to kid, tween, teen yoga, corporate yoga, everything, empowerment speaking, keynote speaking.
I was going to say you're an incredible speaker. I checked out your website. Oh, so great.
Thank you.
Well, Everybody check Marina out, and we're going to have you back again if you don't mind.
I would love that. It would be an honor. I just love talking about yoga. I think everyone ought to be doing it. It really is a life-changing experience.
No matter what age you are, there is something in yoga for everybody. And
Absolutely.
Marina, thank you so much, and for giving us some life today. We're about to talk to a woman who literally is riding her Mustang across the country to bring awareness to the wild horses in America and the Mustang. And she is incredible. 5,000 miles she's going to ride her horse, a whole different fitness level.
That's incredible. I am so inspired by that.
She's incredible. We're going to join her next. Thanks so much, Marina.
Thank you.
Bye. Take care. All right. We're going to go to the truck right now. Her name is Fear, but she ain't got no fear. She is no fear. She is a fearless woman. Lisanne Fear, how are you?
Hey, doing really good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. You are doing something right into my heart. Riding the wild Mustang, they're a symbol of freedom in our country unlike any other. What drew you to Mustangs?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. It was back in college. I grew up on quarter horses and paint horses. But back in college, I had a client who was like, "Hey, I know that you ride other people's horses. Would you mind coming and riding my Mustang?" And I was like, "Well, I'm really broke and I need any kind of money I can have." So I ended up riding her and training her, and she really changed my life. She showed me just how cool Mustangs can really be.
Well, I'm going to show a little clip of a little bit of your horsemanship and how it looks to work with a Mustang. Now that is from a little while back, but
that's from a long time ago.
It is. I wanted to give people an idea. I have been to Cross Plains, Tennessee many times for the Mustang Roundup, and I've watched these young girls. My farrier, Dave Harmon, shout out to my farrier who's out there. He took me, and his daughter adopted a wild Mustang, and watching her put this horse through paces. And then she was a teenager and trained this horse from start to finish, which is what you do. There's another lady who's going to be joining us, Ms. Ann Souders, who is part of the Mustang Heritage Foundation. Hi, Ann. How are you?
Ann.
I'm fine. How are you girls?
We are having a good time talking about my favorite subject. And then Lisa Dierson, who is part of the EQUUS Film Fest. And you guys all bring something together tomorrow night in Gallatin, Tennessee with the Mustangs film. Look at you with your dog. I love it.
Yeah, the puppy is back in there too.
Oh my gosh. A true cowgirl.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit. Ann, you are part of the Mustang Heritage Foundation. And what is the job of the foundation? And what do you want people to take away from understanding this amazing animal?
Well, the Mustang Heritage Foundation, we are a 501c nonprofit, and we are dedicated to facilitating successful placement of America's excess wild horses and burros through all of our innovative programs and our events and education. And of course, the Mustang Discovery Ride fits right in there. We are so proud of them. And I cannot wait till tomorrow night. I just can't wait to get my arms around that girl and hug her. I know they've been on a great journey, and I'm wearing my knee pads out. I'm going to have to order new ones because I have a whole troop of prayer warriors praying for these girls. I'm just so proud of them. They're living my dream, kind of, and I'm just so grateful to have Lisa on board, and you, Devin, and Gary Holt, who has helped us put this on tomorrow night.
Absolutely.
So Mustang Heritage is proud. We will be there and supporting them, and we are so proud of these girls. We can talk the talk, but let me tell you, they're walking the walk.
Literally walking the walk. 5,000 miles.
Absolutely.
Lisanne, this is such a huge undertaking. What, you literally are riding your horses across America?
Yeah, so we're riding from Delaware all the way to California. We're following the American Discovery Trail along the way, and it goes through Delaware, Maryland. We're just right on the edge of West Virginia and Ohio, riding-wise. And then we'll go into Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Colorado, Utah, Nevada, and California finally.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're going to talk with Lisa Dierson right now. EQUUS Film Festival is an incredible gathering of some of the greatest films. I know that my friends over at Horse Plus Humane have done some beautiful film work with you guys and sent some films in. And tell us a little bit about your participation tomorrow night in Gallatin, Tennessee with the movie The Mustangs.
Well, hi everybody. It's great to see you guys. Hi, Lisanne. Boy, the truck sure looks nice. I wanted to tell you all about the Mustangs documentary.
You know what? We're losing your voice. I'm not hearing you very well.
Yeah, I can't hear you very well either.
Yeah. Not hearing you at all. Not hearing you at all. Well, I will tell you that we played the trailer 2 days ago for this film, and it brought me absolutely to tears. Absolutely to tears. They're one of the last wild things in our country. Isn't that right, Ann?
It is. Devin, you've got to go out and see them. I mean, I had the blessed time of being with Lisanne for a couple days this summer, and my address is Paradise, Texas, but my heart is in Wyoming. And that's where my Mustangs came from. And it's actually a very surreal, spiritual time when you're out there with them. As Americans, I think we can learn a lot about how to get along in life by watching a herd of wild Mustangs. So I dearly love it. I love spending time with Lisanne and talking about the horses and our mission and what we're doing and why we're doing this. Do I want horses to be free? Absolutely. I want them to be free, but I also want them to be healthy and taken care of and have enough vegetation and water. And that's actually what this is all about.
We want to learn how to take and preserve one of our greatest resources.
Absolutely.
Lisanne, tell me a little bit, when you work with these horses, we were talking about the movie Hidalgo, which was one of my favorite movies of all time. And yesterday we were talking about this Mustang, and it went around the world and raced through all of this terrain and these desert terrains against Arab horses. And he just, they're not huge horses, but their heart is bigger than any horse I have ever seen. When I went to the roundup in Cross Plains, my heart was just exploding because their spirit is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely amazing what these horses are capable of. Gosh, I'm tearing up kind of just thinking about it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting here swallowing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we rely on them every day, and they really pull through for us in every way. So they're just absolutely incredible what they're capable of, and just how many people they can reach and touch too. I think we're out here trying to get 5,000 Mustangs out of holding and adopted, but I mean, that's also 5,000 people that these horses can potentially help to heal all sorts of different kinds of trauma. And yeah, they're a lot of fun to work with and be around. I definitely enjoy that my partners and coworkers these days are nothing but Mustangs.
Well, anybody that knows about the wild Mustangs, if you've watched the show Heartland, that show really is constantly shining the light on the Mustang and the training of them. They really want to please. I know I have a rescue ranch myself, and I take senior horses and I have 4 over the age of 30.
Oh, wow.
And well, a couple came out of kill pens, and there's a whole new thing that and will this film discuss a little bit about how some of the Mustangs, if we don't do something to help them in the private sector, there are other methods for keeping the herds in the right population, and we don't want them to go that route. Is that right, Ann? Am I saying that correctly?
Well, the America's wild horses are protected by the Act of 1971. And so as long as they're not titled and they're wild in the wild, they have protection. Now, that's just government protection. That's not, feed and water and all of that. That's where we come in. We help go the second route and help people. The more we educate people, the more we know. I will tell you, Devin, I used to be on the other side of things. I laugh and say I was on the dark side, but I used to fight against the gathers and the BLM and have it done until I actually participated in a makeover in 2008. And I really was educated and I learned, and I really feel that's the key. We all want them wild. We all love them. And look what these horses have done today. They've connected 4 amazing women that have a say in life and in the world and what we can do. And I think that's one of the greatest miracles I've found that these Mustangs have done for me. Look at the connections I've made with people. I mean,
oh, well, tomorrow night, 6:30, Gallatin, Palace Theater.
absolutely.
It is free. And Lisanne, will you be there?
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
actually driving down there right now. I've been spending the last hour cleaning the truck before I see Lisa and my mother there. So yeah,
Oh,
I'm
amazing.
getting ready. And Ann, yeah, I polished everyone's logos up on our stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to be there at the
Fantastic.
theater.
All right, Lisa, we're going to see if we got the audio fixed now.
I think I'm back now.
You are. You're still very low. But will you be there in the Palace Theater tomorrow night?
Yes, I'll be there in the Palace Theater tomorrow night with the documentary and, screening that documentary, representing the film, but as well as my girls. I finally get to see Lisanne again because I'm bringing down all their Christmas presents.
Yeah, Christmas is running late this year.
So I run the team. So from afar, from outside of Chicago, so as they're plodding through West Virginia this winter and then onward, we're pulling together the documentary project that is the Mustang Discovery Ride, and we're working with the Mustang Heritage Foundation, doing all of the promotion and getting all the pieces and parts together to make all of this happen. So we're super excited.
Well, thank you, ladies, for joining me today. I'm going to close with something I found. It's the Mustang Discovery Ride Day. It's these kids that were singing, and when patriotism meets horses, it's lovely. So see you guys tomorrow night. I will be there. Thank you to Gary Holt from Equestrian Legacy Radio for putting this all together. And you ladies, I will see you tomorrow night.
Thank
All right,
you.
see you tomorrow, Devin. Thank
Look forward
you.
to it.
Bye.
Whose stripes
And that group was from Chattanooga. Speaking of Chattanooga, Justin, that's where you spent some time, didn't you?
Yes, I venture there pretty often. Actually, I love it there. I love Chattanooga.
It's a fun little getaway. I wonder if Miss Cheap has some things that we could do in Chattanooga. Her big list, if you want to find a great list of things to do at a what she's like a list of 20 things to enjoy.
I think it was 22, if I believe. But yeah, it's all things that are free or cheap. And it's funny. Yesterday we were talking with Big Joe and her, and Joe was talking about Zanies, and he was like, "You should go out there sometime." And the first question she asked was, "What's the cover charge?"
Of course it was, but
Right.
that's the real thing. Well, the cover charge to see the Mustang movie tomorrow night in Gallatin, Tennessee, 6:30 is free. We love that. I love good recipes. I know that you love good recipes. We're always starving to death at this time of day. So I found a cool recipe that I'm trying to get more fresh fruit in my diet. I probably won't make this dessert soon, but when I do a treat, I think I want to try this.
When I make this fruit dessert, everyone asks me for the recipe. For our recipe, we're gonna need grapes. Cut these grapes in half. We will also need apples. Dice them and remove the seeds. And you guys, this dessert is very delicious and also very easy to make. Try it at home. I'm sure everyone will love it. Also dice some peaches. Remember that you can use the fruit of your choice. It's totally optional. Add all the fruits we cut into a baking pan and spread them well with your hands. Tell me in the comments where you're watching us from so that I can thank you for following our recipes. We'd love to know. Now, in a medium saucepan over medium heat, add 400 grams of condensed milk, 400 grams of cream cheese, 1 egg yolk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, and mix constantly until our mixture thickens. And this is the ideal texture for our cream. Pour it on the fruits. And if you're still watching the video, you're loving the recipe. Then like the video and share in the comments what your favorite fruit is. To finish, take 200 grams of chocolate, microwave it every 1 minute until it's completely melted. And when it's completely melted, combine it with 200 grams of cream cheese and mix it well. Pour it on top of our dessert and spread it well with the spatula. Leave it in the fridge for 2 hours. And our recipe is done, ready to be served and enjoyed. I really hope you enjoyed our recipe. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, does that not look luscious?
I swear, at the beginning, I was like, is it just the fruit? But then when they got to the cream cheese and chocolate, I was like, now we're talking.
Yeah, and it's not so hard that it's difficult to do.
Right.
A big shout out to Steve Burney, who is watching us today and part of it, and to Gary Holt from Equestrian Legacy Radio, and he joins us today too, right ahead of his show.
Oh, nice.
I know Steve's giving me the big yummy sign. So yes, I know it's scrumptious, absolutely scrumptious. Okay, we've got a couple of music things. We're going to hold Jamie Kyle's song until tomorrow, and because we found something, didn't we? Your daddy. A lot of people know Chris Kulik is here, and if you ever want to be part of any of our shows as far as getting your message out, you just reach out to Chris, because he can help you with all of that. He's the reason I'm here, and he definitely the reason you here, Justin.
Literally. Literally, yep.
Well, what did you find? Someone sent us a video, and so we're going to make a big change today. So anybody who's watching for Jamie Kyle's video, I'm going to play that tomorrow. But what did you find?
Yeah, so just a little backstory. My dad, he grew up in California, San Francisco Bay Area, and had a band. And they were pretty successful, and they rocked out, basically. And I found a video that a fan actually made, and they put it on YouTube. And it's pretty much a compilation of when he was younger. And if you see a woman hitting a tambourine, that's actually my mom. So
the other reason you're here.
Exactly. The other reason I'm here. So, product of me. Enjoy.
Oh, I love it. Chris Loiter and the Hangouts. Take a look, everybody.
Tired of the same old show. People telling me where to go. Well, up on stage, you don't have to go that far. You see, I love my electric guitar. It sings to me, it tells me who you are. Grab yourself a partner and show me how to dance. Tonight's the night. I know everybody's feeling alright. The band will play just as long as you might want to stay. You're doing fine, and it's good to see that you're having such a good time. I'm sick and tired, every girl I know, they play but keep singing, steal the show. Well, up on stage, you don't have to go that far. Guitar, it sings to me, it tells me who you are. Grab yourself a partner and show me how to dance. Tonight's the night, I know everybody's feeling alright. The band will play just as long as you might want to stay. You're doing fine, and it's good to see that you're having such a good time.
That is so cool. So, so when you see this guy and he knocks on your door and says, I want to tell you about Main Street Media, you know that in the 80s, he was a teen star. It was like the Bay City Rollers and Chris Loiter on the Hangouts.
Exactly. I know. That makes me so proud to see all that just because he was the man.
Yeah. Isn't that the coolest thing? What it feels like. And those are your parents. You're going, oh my gosh.
I know when they're sitting there like singing right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because my mom started off in the back hitting the tambourine. And
yeah.
My dad was like, we have to bring her up front.
Because one day I'm going to marry that girl.
Exactly. That's how I hope I win anyways, but right.
Oh, I just love that. Well, that's our show for today. We love to bring you positive news. If you have something that needs to go on our show, please reach out to me, devinoday@gmail.com. And if you would like to tell your story, we have the most affordable rates in the whole world of getting your story out. We don't run ads, as it were, but we tell your story, and that's what we do. And if you have a guest or a company that you'd like to have as part of what we do, we invite you to be a part of it. Oh, Victoria, this is cool. Oh, and don't forget, since Victoria's watching, I just want to make sure she always is there, and she reminds me that we're still on the look for Banjo. Her dog is missing from the White House area. 615-417-5210 is the number. If you see this dog, or maybe someone says, I found this dog, it's the most amazing dog, and you see the dog that looks like this, that dog has an owner. That dog has an owner. So, and if you would like to sing our theme song, reach out to me again, devinoday@gmail, and I will send you the lyric, and you can send in your version, and then we'll promote your music as you decide to be creative with our theme song. So just reach out to me. And don't forget, coming up next week, January 17th is Betty Blessings Day to honor Betty White. People are donating to animal rescues all over the country. And yesterday, a big thank you. I've gotten a couple of people have donated to my Angel Horse Farm. They reached out to me, and Tammy Arender, thank you. Thank you. Awesome. And Tia McGrath, she and Tommy Parham sent me a little donation for the babies, and in honor of Betty White.
Oh, that's great. What a woman. What a woman.
Absolutely. Well, again, that's our show for today. God bless you. Thank you, Justin, for all your hard work and putting that together for us.
Of course. See y'all. Thank you.
And be safe, be kind to everyone. And remember, most of all, you are loved.
Nothing like the sunrise with your coffee in the morning, or taking a good book off the shelf. Another thing I love the most than being on my own is together with everybody else. Together, like it's early Sunday summer. Together,